I am confident in declaring Maboroshi the first amazing film of 2024. Granted, the competition isn't all that high at the moment given that January is a dumping ground for Hollywood's worst, but all that being said, Maboroshi is still incredible. I was swept away into this film from frame one, and there are three elements that make this movie work, that made this movie enrapture me. Those three elements are the plot, the characters, and the animation. All three of these aspects are firing on all cylinders. The plot is the big one, because what a fun concept. Just when you think you've seen everything a film can offer you, something like this comes along. Is it 100% original? No, but it has enough of its own DNA that it does feel wholly original. And before I continue here, I just want to preface and say that I am not an expert when it comes to this movie's plot, and I make it a rule to myself before making my reviews that I do not read any other articles or reviews for the movies I'm doing. My reviews are meant to capture my immediate reaction to a film or show. I say this because this film can be a little confusing, so I apologize if I get some of the plot elements wrong, or if I have misinterpreted the themes. If I did get anything wrong here, or if you have different interpretations, please let me know in the comments because I love reading that kind of stuff. Masamune, a third-year middle school student, lives in a small town where all the exits have been sealed off due to a sudden explosion at a steel mill. Green cracks appear in the sky and no one knows what the hell is going on. Not only are there green cracks in the sky, but the explosion also causes time to stand still. Residents are forbidden from making any changes and spend their suffocating days in the hopes of returning to normalcy someday. One day, Masamune's mysterious classmate Matsumi guides him to the fifth furnace of the steel mill, where they encounter Itsumi, a girl who cannot speak and behaves as a wild wolf. The meeting between the two girls and Matsumune disrupts the balance of the world, and the unstoppable impulse of love from boys and girls tired of their daily lives begins to destroy the world. I love the idea that these characters are stuck in some sort of time-freezing limbo. Being stuck in a never-ending winter causes people to give up. Everyone at one point or another feels stuck, feels like they're just repeating the same day over and over and over again. And sometimes we need something to break us out of our everyday mundane life. The film eventually tackles the ideas of identity and what it means to live. In fact, those themes become the center point of the film's climax. It's a heartwarming theme and one that is executed with precision. I really dig the idea that after the explosion, this town is now some sort of separate reality. The real world or the original timeline continues on, but for whatever reason, this newly formed timeline is trapped forever in this winter-frozen hell. It makes for some thought-provoking questions. If you found out you are part of a separate reality and the original version of yourself is out there, then what does that make you? The plot also sprinkles some other mysteries and questions that keep us guessing throughout. What are the cracks in the sky? What are the little smoke dragon things? How did this whole thing happen? I found these questions the film presents to be engaging, and it kept me glued to the story waiting to get the answers. Some of the threads the movie presents doesn't get fully answered or explored, which is unfortunate, but it's forgivable because you're so swept up in the character's journey. There are numerous themes running through the veins of this film, and the beauty of it is that this movie will mean different things to different people. To me, this film was all about identity, about who we are, and how we can break the chains of everyday life through connection or love. But somebody else may get something entirely different. And how cool is that? The characters and the animation is what brings this film home. All of the characters here are relatable and a joy to watch. Masamune's quest in this movie is so engrossing. It's a coming-of-age tale, but it's also a fantastical mystery. Masamune is falling in love, but he's also trying to save himself, trying to save his town. What I love about how the film handles its characters is that it takes its time. This is a film that is not in a rush. This is a huge benefit because when we get to the climax of the film, we understand everyone's motivations. We understand what's at stake for the characters. Masamune and Matsumi must make a major decision in the third act, and we understand why they must do what they do. Nothing feels unearned here, and all the character puzzle pieces fit together perfectly. There are some major character reveals in this movie that I will not spoil here, but there is one involving the three main characters that I found so damn fascinating, and it changes the course of the whole movie. The animation elevates everything that I've said today because this film is stunning. Every frame here is brilliantly rendered and is awe-inspiring. I even love some of the character personalities just from an animation style. Like the crazy scientist guy, his design was my favorite. If I watched this film on mute, I would know exactly who that character is without having to hear one line of dialogue, and it's just through his animations. Mappa's animation explodes with breathtaking visuals and brings human emotions to life with such ease. With an engrossing plot, relatable and lovable characters, and some incredible animation, Maboroshi on Netflix is without a doubt the best film I've seen so far in 2024. Again, take that with a grain of salt because not much has come out yet, but it's still the best nonetheless. And this movie isn't just a movie you enjoy, this is a movie that you experience. And movies I experience are always one that I remember, ones that stick with me. I highly recommend you check this one out. If you experience this movie as I did, I promise it'll stick with you too. Thanks for watching, and cheers.